Well, good morning and welcome from the Bharat Mandapam. I'm Vishnu Shom along with a team of NDTV anchors, editors, producers, camera people, experts to bring you in just a little while from now the biggest event of its kind planned in India. This is the NDTV World Summit, which brings together some of the finest minds from across the world and indeed across India. It's something that we've been working for the last 1 year plus. We've got Prime Minister Modi, who's going to be addressing India and the world tomorrow at tonight in fact, approximately at 8 p.m. We've got the former Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott, the former British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. We've got Ajit Agarkar to talk about cricket. We've got the world's leading AI experts on climate change as well. We've got so many who are going to tell us about the biggest events around the world. I'd be so interested in listening to the Sri Lankan Prime Minister speak over here. Critical for India when it comes to regional alliances. But what we are looking at is the edge of the unknown. Risk, resolve and renewal. Let's face it, we live in a time of great crisis. There is risk at so many levels. There's risk in the oil trade. There's risk as a result of wars. And there is certainly risk when it comes to the entire issue of climate change. There is resolve to try and recognize these problems and try and work it out. And what I can tell you is this, and I'll be clear about this. The NDTV World Summit is not a talk shop. It is an effort at actually generating real ideas. And we are doing it through the prism of an experience. The experience of being over here and being part of a process is what we have spent a year working to resolve. And that's what you're going to be seeing across the NDTV network in a little while from now. And ultimately, it's about renewal. It's a renewal of our commitment to live together globally as a society facing profound challenges together, a sense of renewal when it comes to, for example, our environment as well. But it's not just staid politicians and hackneyed ideas. We are talking about the future of AI. We are talking with the best in the world. We've got incredible artists performing for us. And of course, all of those visionaries who bring something so special from their various fields. So in just a little while from now, get set, stay tuned to the NDTV network, NDTV 24/7, NDTV Profit, NDTV India, NDTV.com, our regional channels. NDTV is huge, by the way. And indeed, our social media platforms, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram or other platforms, because we will be broadcasting live. And at 8:10 p.m. this evening is when Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks about India, not in the future, but India now, where we are, our place in the world, our vision, our autonomy, our challenges, and our sense of what needs to be done.
Vishnu, speaking of Narendra Modi, two sitting prime ministers, two former prime ministers, that's quite the lineup. What does his range of leadership, past and present, bring to the table in a single conversation?
Well, I think it brings together some of the finest minds and ideas. And I'm just going to walk through and give you a sneak peek of what exactly is taking place. We're going to be looking at it in just a moment from now. I'll just take a peek inside for half a second before we come back over here. So just a sneak peek of the stage where we've got an incredible performance, and that's going to be taking place in a little while from now. So let's just take another sneak peek over here of a remarkable ballerina preparing for her performance. That's going to be in a little while from now. That's going to be one major highlight of what's happening at the NDTV World Summit. So she's all set now. You can see that there is a robot on the stage. Focus on the stage for a moment as we get ready for this incredible performance, the final checks now taking place, the sense of excitement absolutely palpable. It's going to be a momentous experience for so many. This is going to be one of the major highlights over here. Think about it, a ballerina and a robot, the combination of art with technology. There is so much, in fact, when it comes, and I was talking about artificial intelligence and AI that we want to refer to. There is so little that we actually know about where AI is going. when we talk about the future of AI, it's not about where AI is taking us 10 years from now, it's where AI is taking us right now. The AI that we use on our phone is going to be monumentally different even 2 to 3 years later, 2 to 3 years away. And I'm going to tell you that we are going to come out with real ideas which look at the fabrication of chips, increasing computing power, how energy is going to be managed in semiconductors in the future, how the form of AI is going to be fundamentally different in the way going forward, how, for example, in a finite period of time, you may potentially be looking through a special spectacle of the next generation at a particular bill, and then it gets paid. These are just a couple of examples of how AI is going to change your life on a real-time basis very soon. And these are ideas that we are going to be looking at over here. But what about India and the world? We are in India. This is the Bharat Mandapam. This is where leaders from across the world come and speak to us. India today has an incredibly important place in the world. India as not just a leader of the global south, but as the leader of a country which has an autonomous foreign policy where we maintain excellent equations, in fact, with leaders from various groupings, where we have a real say and a real stake at peace processes which are taking place. Russia-Ukraine is certainly an area where India has our concerns. But of course, we remain consistent in taking through and going through our fundamental challenges from a security standpoint. The fight against terrorism is something that India has been battling for decades now. And this continues to be something that's going to be a key foreign policy concern of India and a key foreign policy initiative of India as we go forward. But this is where we are right now, the Bharat Mandapam looking absolutely fabulous. It's looking absolutely great as we get set for what should be an incredible NDTV World Summit 2025.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Vishnu, let's delve deeper into the summit's theme. You've highlighted its risk, resolve, renewal. Many say it feels both timely and timeless at the same time. Take us through the kind of conversations that are curated and lined up for today.
Well, we've got so many conversations. We've got conversations, as I mentioned, with Rishi Sunak. We've got conversations with Tony Abbott, who will be looking at the Asia-Pacific region. We've got Prime Minister Modi later this evening, where he'll be looking at India now, the India moment, as it were. We've got Ajit Agarkar talking about challenges in international cricket. We've got Nitin Mittal, who will be speaking to us on artificial intelligence and the roadmap ahead. These are just a couple of conversations which we have, and we've got dozens of speakers. I'd be delighted to hear from the Sri Lankan Prime Minister as she delivers her keynote address and she speaks about the tremendous opportunities in the area, the concerns that Sri Lanka has faced. Remember, there's been upheaval in Sri Lanka a couple of years back, but the basis of that equation with one of our most important neighbors is so critical for Indian foreign policy. So those are a couple of important conversations which take place today. I'll be speaking to Ashwini Vaishnav tomorrow, where he'll be talking about, and he loves to talk about, chip fabrication, fabs as they were, resilient supply chains of semiconductors. What exactly does that mean? Does India have a real interest in large language models when it comes to artificial intelligence? Again, that's something that we would want to discuss. The government calls this India's techade, and in fact, given the investments that we've seen in India from a tech standpoint, if you look at what's taking place in Andhra Pradesh and Google, for example, it is very much the case. The future of Indian technology, whether it is the services sector, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is machine learning, and so many other affiliated fields which are only now being established, is something that is tremendous. So we will see a lot of conversations on that as well.
Right. In fact, in the next hour, as the summit begins, Vishnu is taking us through what our viewers should expect. But you know, Vishnu, in a time when the media ecosystem, many argue, is fragmented, does this kind of long-form, idea-driven dialogue represent a return to substance over spectacle?
I think it is substantial. And I think the goal of our doing this is that we don't want this to be a talk shop. We want this to be an experience. We want this to be driven by the ideas that people bring on the table, which aren't hackneyed ideas, but are solution and driven, and which may in fact dictate policy going forward. That's what we want to arrive at the end of this. Real answers to real crises. There are plenty of problems around the world. We keep reporting them, we keep talking about them, but how do we fix them? From climate change to the future of AI, to the wars which are being fought out, to the oil crisis. There are so many themes. I could literally name dozens, but I won't do that. For the moment, it's back to you, because the ideas, the concerns, the risks, and ultimately the solutions will hopefully emerge right here at the Bharat Mandapam, not just today, but tomorrow as well, during the big NDTV World Summit.
Vishnu, before I let you go to catch all the action at Bharat Mandapam, if you had to capture the mood currently at Bharat Mandapam this morning in one word, what would it be?
Can I give you 2 words?
Fine, Vishnu, I'll have some concession for you this morning. I know you've been working very hard and you have 2 chock-a-block days ahead of you.
Nervous energy. Nervous energy is what was my answer.